Welcome back to Up Next, our weekly podcast where Carrie and myself sit and discuss the week's new releases, our first impressions, new artists that we're interested in, familiar artists that we've covered previously. Have we talked about that one band before?
Yeah. New friends silver, old friends gold. Hear it up next.
Wow.
Outside noise.
How are you doing today, Carrie?
What a meditative, peaceful way to kick things off this week, Kaylin.
Thank you.
I love that. I'm doing well. I'm hanging in there. I'm not hanging in there. I'm good.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm having a good day.
I'm doing pretty good too.
Good
Me
weekend.
too.
Yeah.
Good weekend. Good vibes. Good vibes.
A couple new projects to talk about. Who wants to start? Who wants to go first?
Do you want to kick us off with that band that we've already alluded to?
Ooh, yes. We'll do the one we already talked about. So, friend of the project, Pyrex, I guess. I was looking back at their previous stuff, and I don't know what project from them exactly we talked about. But I do know they had a single with a cover of Staying Alive that goes fucking crazy. It's like a hardcore punk band. They might be... Yeah, they're out of New York.
Yeah, I think it was
It was Struck Down, Staying Alive, or Touch Conditioner or something.
Yeah, one of these EPs.
They got a lot of projects going on, but now they have a big album, and they just put out a full album, and it's more of their really good hardcore vibe, very, like, tense and dissonant, and it's cool. I'm glad there's a full version of it, and I'm really excited to jump in.
Yes, I talked about really liking this approach to punk that feels contemporary and not like it's stuck in 1982.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I feel like they do a really good job. There's a lot of cool, like, interesting, weird punk bands going on right now, especially in New York. It's a good spot.
Yes, yeah, and it still has that true, like, hardcore punk, like, grit to it, so it's not, like, you know, like, quirky. I don't know. It's pretty, it's pretty legit. It's good stuff. I really liked what I heard from this album.
Yeah. Again, I only heard it pretty much this morning.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it. All this stuff this week is all projects that I feel like I could really sink my teeth into and, like, revisit over and over again over weeks, which does happen sometimes.
Yeah, for
weekly
sure.
With a few projects, but I feel like everything I've heard, I'm like, oh, this is incredible. This is, like, one of the best things I've heard this year. Yeah.
Yes, I'll go ahead and talk about an album that I'm really excited about. I think this is also kind of my top pick of the week. Is
word.
Flamingo Tower by Monde UFO. This is a psych jazz band from LA. It's a duo, and they explore a lot of different sounds. It has sort of an indie and DIY, like, bedroomy sheen to it, but it's very experimental and off the wall and explores some very, like, far out sounds here.
I love that balance of, like, being experimental and weird and lo-fi at the same time, mid-tempo, and
it's interesting because it is jazz. Some of these takes are, like, very clean, but then they're mixed in with these really fuzzy vocals.
Okay, yeah. So there's an effect on, like, something else in the arrangement.
Yeah, so there's just this kind of dichotomy between the, like, cleaner parts and then the fuzzier stuff. So yeah, it's really nice, and it creates this really interesting, like, textured layered,
and, like, almost warm yeah.
But everything, like, nothing really sounds, like, out of place though. I don't know how they made this thing. It's cool. It's very cool.
That's a good impression though of the topography.
Yeah. This has very, like, Lynchian kind of vibes to it.
Strange.
It's I think that's also a byproduct of the jazz influence too. And I think
that's true. Once you go, like, noir, even a little bit.
Spooky. And some of the vocals and the lyrics are really I lost the word. Sorry, it's gone. They're they're not evocative. They're surreal. There we go. That's, like, it's the opposite of evocative. I'm like, I don't really know what's going on here.
Okay, I see.
It's cool. I really, really liked this project.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Shall I talk about my next one?
Go for it. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling today.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, listen, we're just checking in, casual style.
Yeah.
It's good. The next project I want to talk about is Noor-e Vojood by Mohammad, Mostafa, Heydarian. This is put out by an Iranian artist who plays a traditional folk instrument that's like from the town that he's from. But they've been using that instrument there for over 5,000 years. So it's like a variation on a guitar kind of. It's a stringed instrument. But it's so cool. So it's a solo work, and it's just him playing his instrument, and he's seen as like somewhat of a virtuoso, and was just like kind of in the right place at the right time. And now this is being put out on an underground and experimental label that specializes in stuff based out of Southwest Asia and Northern Africa.
Okay.
So it's super cool just to listen to some good old traditional Kurdish music. And again, I don't know how this thing was recorded, but there's such like a resonant quality about it. It really rings out. It sort of brings a trance, like a meditation feel to it. And you can almost imagine like his hands brushing the strings each time.
That's cool. I love when the recording really like puts you in the room.
Yeah, totally. It's so close that even though it's a solo work, I feel like there's a lot to chew on and enjoy with it. Yeah.
And I am also always fascinated by the like folk music that's from like this small little village. It's like no one else knows how to play it. It's like
hyper regional instruments and stuff. Yeah, we've talked about that before too, where that's just such a cool practice when next to the idea of like the mono genre and everything in music being kind of the same.
It's like there's still stuff like this that happens, and furthermore, you're only ever like 1 or 2 generations away from losing it entirely.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's really important. Not to get super serious on up next here today, but I think this stuff is really important. Thank you for bringing this to the pod today.
Well, you have a cool kind of like folk string thing.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. This artist is also the one part of the duo is also from Iran, and then the other musician involved in this project is from Norway, and he does like electronic components.
I think the experimental label is based out of Norway.
It's not the same. No, it's not the same.
No, it's not, but it's just funny that this connection. Oh, Netherlands, sorry.
Netherlands, Norway.
Norway, and Europe.
Okay, wait. Is this the same?
It is the same label. Look at this.
Okay, well, if you guys want to check out Radio Kayaban, apparently we love everything they put out this week.
We're going to put this on Instagram and show them.
Yeah, that was not planned, but cool.
That's so good. Hell yeah. Okay, pop off.
Great. So, yeah. It's this collaboration, like I said, between this Norwegian, primarily electronic musician, but he also plays traditional Norwegian instruments on the album too. And then the collaborator, the musician from Iran, plays more traditional Iranian instruments, and so you get this like cultural crossover that you wouldn't really expect, but it just works, and it's very drony and also very psychedelic and hypnotic in its like structure, because you're going back and forth between like modular synth stuff, and it's accompanied by a sitar. And
you showed me this. The drone is so nice. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Talk about like being transported. And
it's not that long. This is maybe only like a 30-40 minute album, but I could listen to this for like 3 hours and look up and be like, what? How? Hello? Great stuff. This is only their second album. Did I say the name of the album in the
Say it
title?
Again?
It's Gnäw, in album 2.
Gnäw.
2
by Gnäw.
2 or Gnäw 2. I'm just gonna go with 2. It's 2.
Out on Radio Kievan, who apparently we love.
Great. new label. I mean, that's how it works. That's how we find labels and stuff to follow. It's we realize we're like, oh, this label just put out like
it's been a while since we just so happened to like align.
That's cool.
Find a new label.
We'll have to definitely keep an eye on their releases, because I always love that stuff. That's the electroacoustic and folk music, and it just like ties everything together so nicely.
And blends, like we were talking about, like 2 different times, generations,
partially times and cultures and everything.
Well, I have another album that touches on culture exchange as well.
Yes, I really liked this one too.
This
I'm
also
excited.
might be a favorite. That's the thing about this week. I'm just like, I love this album as well. This one I really got into today. It's called The Near End, The Dark Night, The County Line by Takuro Okada. This is kind of soft and psychedelic as well.
We're getting a little groovy this week.
This is just how it worked out. But I called it spiritual noodling in my notes. I don't know.
I love that.
But it has elements of like jazz and folk. This is like he does a lot with pedal steel and also with electronic music. He is from Japan, but grew up in a town where a U.S. airbase, I think, or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is based out of. So he was basically growing up playing pedal steel for like veterans or whatever.
Yeah.
Or people stationed there, I guess.
And I really
cool.
liked
so, like, the militaristic tie-in as well, and like the hybridization of culture, and playing pedal steel in Japan is super cool. Yeah, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna talk about the recording process for this album, because we've said for the past few albums, we're like, I don't know how they made this. I do know how he made this.
Really, because I was gonna talk about just the sound of it really quick, and I don't know how it's made, so I want to find out. But yeah, there is just like a dreamy and vintage sort of sound to it. That's so soft and like emotional. Almost started crying listening to it.
Yeah.
With just these really nice swells. Yeah, how was it made?
Yeah, so it has that dreamy vintage vibe to it because it's recorded to VHS tape.
Okay.
So it's not even recorded to cassette tape. And he talks about this in the liner notes too, about growing up in a very traditional Japanese household. They didn't even have like cassette tapes and cassette players, but they had VHS.
Okay, yeah.
So he would like...
For the TV.
Yeah, for the TV.
But you can't buy albums of it? Why would you record on VHS?
Because that's what he had. That's because they had a video, they had a camcorder to make like home movies or whatever. You know, I mean, that's something that people had in like the early 90s. You know, you would just have like a camcorder. So
is this like a home movie
he would
digital?
Like, it's not like a home movie, but he would record himself playing guitar and would then play the VHS tape and would then sit in front of the TV and record himself playing over that so that you could do multi-track recordings.
The tape loop.
Yeah, you're doing
totally different type of tape.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So that's pretty cool.
That is really cool. That's totally how it sounds like that. And that's why there is something, I feel like we've thrown nostalgia back and forth a little bit, but I'll give it a point like towards
also like ingenuity, and creativity, and using the materials you have access to.
It like pulls on my heartstrings too.
Yeah,
like,
and he talks about like recording like that when he was like 12, and then just being like, well, this is just how I do it. This is how how I make music.
Well, and that's why like quote unquote outsider art is important.
Yes.
Because you are finding new ways of doing things.
I love that.
Yeah, that have great impact. So.
What a great record, and a fun idea too. I wonder if there's any like videos of those recordings where it's like the TV repeating behind you over and over again.
Oh, that would be sick. You could easily turn it into an audiovisual project then, with the VHS. Yeah, that was my last project.
Awesome.
I wanted to talk about today.
This one's a little bit of a curveball.
We have found a fun little loose theme this week, but
if you were more into the hardcore punk stuff we were talking about earlier, well, not even really. This is a totally different genre, but that is to say, if you're not as interested in the pretentious snobbery that we've been talking about,
emotional psychedelia,
check out the album Komputer Wizard by stupidPilled.
Oh yes! Oh my god.
This is a really fun mix of IDM and dungeon synth. They kind of pit it as this like cyber battle between the forces of chaos and order. Again, your dungeon synth and your IDM. So it's, I don't know, it's a fun one. This was just kind of a banger. All of the tracks are really good, solid, fun.
It's a really good blend because dungeon synth is cool, but I feel like this sort of dance club element gives it a really nice structure.
Yeah. And the IDM is like
forward.
Yeah, it adds a lot of interest to. I mean, dungeon synth can be pretty interesting especially if you're getting very like cinematic with it. Yeah,
but this has such body to it. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. It's for the club.
It's for the club, or it's for like exactly for the AFX Twin listeners.
Yes.
Check this one out.
Hell yeah!
All right, I think that's all of our albums, but there's one album that came out on Friday. We also didn't talk about this before recording.
Oh, you want to talk about Gaga?
I think we have to at least touch on it. Do we have to? Do we have notes?
I don't have a succinct or coherent thought about the album yet. I haven't really.
That's fine. We're not here to be succinct or coherent.
Okay, so but I don't have anything to say then.
No, that's okay. I also haven't really listened to all of it. I'm a fake fan.
It's like an hour long.
I'm a fake fan. I liked what I've heard so far. Garden of Eden is great.
I've really liked what I heard so far. Yeah. We'll talk about the first half. How about that? Obviously the singles we love, we've talked about. Yeah, Garden of Eden is fabulous. Zombie Boy's fun. And that's what I have to say.
Perfect Celebrity is good. I love her Fame is So Hard songs.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, Fame is so hard.
No, but it is.
It is hard.
I get it.
Yeah, listen. I think she's right. There's 2 features. Gesaffelstein, who I don't know. And Bruno Mars.
Oh, wow. I don't... Can we get some more details on Gesaffelstein?
Gesaffelstein.
Okay. Oh, wow.
16 million monthly listeners.
That happens to me a lot, where it's like, I've never heard of this artist. And it's like, oh, well, they have 24 million billion monthly listeners. Yeah. I'm like, well, I gotta throw in the towel here. What am I doing?
I'm a fakey. No, Mayhem is exciting. Sure, she can do. Yeah,
that's fun. I think I said something about the album yesterday, and you told me that you knew I was gonna say it exactly. It's that I wish it was darker. I wish it was edgier.
You're gonna be like, I just wish the music was like harder, and I understand. I
feel like it was really hyped up to be like super. Abracadabra is pretty
it's a return
spooky.
To her kind of pseudo gothic pop.
I need to extend beyond pseudo. I think we need to go full.
That's what you want, but I feel like for a pop star of this caliber, you can only expect so much.
I don't know. I think that she should have collabed with Ethel Cain. She's
doing Grammys campaigns and shit. Like, she's trying to. You got to be somewhat consumable, and she's getting to sing. She's got the deals with MasterCard.
That's true. That's true.
Going to the commercials, SNL and shit. I don't know.
She can get her bag. That's great.
I guess you don't always have to go totally experimental, but she has enough of a career that you could go.
Exactly. Really, and I just feel like it was hyped up to be that, and I feel like she has never been afraid to brand herself as an artist that will go there. For example, when she had her entire like jazz arc, it wasn't like jazz pop. She was like, I'm just doing lounge singing for like 2 years.
And I that is true. And I feel like something that has been clear about her as an artist the whole time is a theatric element that I think is very genuine to her.
Yeah.
That is maybe not what you specifically are looking for.
I see that.
Yeah.
I was looking for yeah. She's giving me the Gaga version.
But where we want like Vroom Vroom EP, you know.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that would go hard with
I just want her to make the Downward Spiral again.
Oh.
Just
I think she could do it. She's capable.
I need her to do like a co-headline with Ministry. I think that would be a fun tour idea.
Yeah. Do you remember when we saw her and they had the videos playing like in between her like quick changes? And she was like,
yes.
Listen, man, jazz, it's all about just getting with those cats.
She's like, it's about the notes they don't play. She didn't say that, but I think she did call people jazz. Cats. I think she was like, oh yeah, like me and the cats whenever we're done playing.
Listen, I'm just an Italian girl from New York City. And I love jazz.
Wow.
Kaylin, what are you most looking forward to this week? It is currently Sunday.
I was about to ask you the same question. What am I looking forward to this week? What do we even have going on?
We haven't debriefed for the week yet. We haven't had our meeting.
We have like people staying at our house kind of now, and then we have like more visitors coming next weekend. So I'm excited to have a full house. I've been cooking for everyone. I love cooking for my friends. I love having
visitors over, and I have a big volleyball tournament this weekend.
Yes.
Prayers. I think we might do well, but
I think you're gonna take the gold. I think you're gonna take the gold. Do you get a trophy?
I get a medal.
You should get a trophy.
I get a medal. The team gets a medal.
The team gets a medal?
The team gets medals.
You all get medals.
We all get a medal.
You each receive one medal. Is there a cash prize?
No cash prize, bitch. We paid to be there. We're paid for the medal, basically.
I'm sure just the money, it goes to rent the space.
It goes to rent the spaces, and it goes to get us t-shirts and medals and nets.
And that's it. That's great.
Yeah, that's fine. All that shit's expensive.
It is.
It adds up.
It does.
It's a lot of teams. Okay, anyway. Did you say what you're looking forward to? Oh, people are over.
Yeah, I guess having my friends
Thankful and grateful for abundance and family.
I'm blessed.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Do you want to go hang out and play video games?
You're excited for
What?
Yeah, I was like, wait, did you say what you're excited for?
Nah, we're done. We're done.
Great.
You know where to find us. Look in the description.
We have a zine as well. We're doing zine submissions. Please submit your art or your prose or your poetry or anything. Whatever. Submit literally anything.
Funny link.
Literally anything.
Rickroll us.
Sure.
Send us an email.
Send it. Yeah, email us. It's on our Instagram. Okay, bye.